Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm gonna make a little Cambodia Q&A number 5. I've been real sick like the last week. I've been real stuffy and nasty, so I apologize if I sound a little sick right now. If I sound a little bit nasally, if I sound like fucking Squidward from SpongeBob SquarePants. But so in this video, in this Q&A video, I'm gonna cover moving to Southeast Asia with a criminal record. I'm going to cover live music options in Phnom Penh. I'm going to cover fucking ladyboys and women, and I'm going to address public restrooms in Phnom Penh. So question number 1 is, he says, now I haven't robbed any banks or been caught with kilos of cocaine, but I did get into a fight last year and caught an assault charge. Now I'm guessing based on other vlogs, that's not going to be too big of an issue, right? He says, it would be good to know if you have any info on how hard it would be to get a job with a record in Vietnam or Thailand. You're the only real nigga I think would address this kind of shit and want to know if I'm going to be stuck in Cambodia. So, if you're going to be just simply traveling to Vietnam or Thailand, I'd be hard-pressed to believe that they're going to do a criminal background check on you. Like, when I went to Thailand, I had to go to the Thai embassy in Washington, D.C., and like write down on a piece of paper, like a paragraph, why I thought that I even deserved to go to Thailand, basically. But they didn't do a criminal background check. Now, if I wanted to work at a school there or work for any kind of company in Thailand, there's a high likelihood that they would do a criminal background check, because they're a lot more developed and a lot more serious on immigration there in Thailand. And in Vietnam, they're a lot more serious about it too, like they are in Taiwan and China and other more developed Asian countries. That's not Cambodia, because Cambodia is probably one of the least developed countries in Asia, or like Southeast Asia, aside from Laos and all that. But if you're gonna move to Cambodia and you want to work as an ESL teacher there, for example, you're not gonna get background. They're not gonna criminal background check you, dude. However, if you're gonna work for a government organization or even a non-government organization, in some kind of fancy office building and all that, they might do a background check on you, possibly, but I really doubt it, because I met, when I spent 2 years there in Phnom Penh, dude, I met so many different types of people there. I mean, I met people that worked for NGOs, that were volunteers, that were entrepreneurs, or the ESL teachers, or they work online, or just, I mean, so many different things, man, and none of them ever got background checked. However, like I said, if you're going to go to Vietnam and teach, or you're going to go to Taiwan or Thailand, or maybe like Singapore, or no, you wouldn't need to do that in Singapore, but like, you know what I'm saying, man, like Japan, like they're going to background check you, because they don't fuck around with their immigration there. They're a lot more serious about it, unlike some countries. So, to answer y'all's question, if you have a criminal background, if you have a felony or whatever, and you're going to Cambodia, I wouldn't worry about it, but do not commit a felony there, okay? Because you don't want to go to fucking Cambodian jail. I promise you, man. I can promise y'all that. So, thanks for the question, whoever asked that. Now, question number 2. This is interesting. What is Phnom Penh like for live music? I love going to gigs or bars that have live music bands, especially rock music. Now, I can name a few places around town that would have live music. And some of those places would be spots like Sharky's Bar. I've seen bands at this place called Blue Dog on Street 51. And Basak Lane on Street 308. There are live bands that play sometimes. And I know that there are many, many other venues, especially on the riverside, like many clubs on the riverside that have live bands, especially on the weekends. Now, in my opinion, they fucking suck. I'll say it again, in my opinion, all the live music I saw in Phnom Penh sucked. I thought it was all terrible. It was mostly foreigners, and they were Asian foreigners, they were Western foreigners, whatever. And I personally thought that the live music scene there was very unoriginal. It was very bland. It was very expected. It's the same shit. It's just like cover songs and just nothing hard. And you know, like I met some expats there who were new to Phnom Penh, and they're like, dude, you know, I just want to go see metal, man. Is there a place around here I can go see a metal show? No, dude, there's not. Now, I'm not saying that there's no metal bands in Cambodia, because there are some metal bands, but they're not good. They're just not that good in my opinion. So, my opinion, as I said again, live music scene in Phnom Penh, not very good. You've got to listen to your own music. You got to play it on your own speaker. I just was not impressed with any of the bands there at all. I just thought that they were very basic and not traditional, but just like standard. You know, just not. I'm just not into it. Whatever. So I'm sure other countries in Asia would have better live music options. When I enjoyed my music there, it was just always in the comfort of my own home, without a bunch of other fucking idiots running around drinking, knocking shit over, you know, because I'm an antisocial asshole, right? So, question number 3. In Thailand, there are a lot of short-time rooms to hire where you can take a girl and ladyboy to fuck. Are there many of these in Phnom Penh, and how much? Now, can you get a prostitute in Phnom Penh? Yeah, dude, you can get a prostitute in Phnom Penh, no problem. I did it one time. And the way I did it is I was on Tinder, and I went to the women section, of course, and I'm not gonna lie, I was on the hunt for a ladyboy. And you can always tell. You can always tell if somebody's born a guy and then becomes a woman over time. At least physically becomes a woman. And her name was Layla, and we talked about it, and she said $20 for 2 hours. You can do whatever you want to me for 2 hours for $20. And I went to this place called, I believe it was called the Lotus Guest House. The Lotus, Lotus. And I think that the fastest, easiest way to find a ladyboy to fuck is to go on apps like Tinder, but go to the women's section, or go on apps like Grindr, but it's mostly guys there. It's mostly just straight gay dudes. I just said straight gay dudes. You know what I mean? Straight up gay dudes. And it's cheap. Now, the quality of prostitute that I got was terrible. This bitch had a hairy butthole. She had a stinky butthole. You know, wasn't clean. Yes, I wore a condom. Thank God I wore a condom. And it was just an overall dirty experience for me, but it was very cheap. Now, can you get a better ladyboy? Yes. I talked to other ladyboys who gave me a very high price, and they're like, oh, you like ladyboy sometime? And I was like, yeah, I like ladyboy sometime. And she's like, for half the night, $50. For the whole night, $75. So it's still pretty cheap, I guess. It's still pretty cheap, I guess, to spend the night with one, but definitely wear a condom with these people for sure. And yes, you can easily get a prostitute, dude. That's why so many men from around the world flock to Southeast Asia, because it's easy. It's you can easily get whatever you want. I mean, you can get drugs, you can get sex, you can get anything really. You just got to be willing to pay for it. So that's all I really have to say about that. I mean, yes, you can get a fucking prostitute there in Phnom Penh, no problem. And a lot of times, like, they'll just approach you. They'll just approach you, man. And I hate to say this, but it's kind of true. When I was in Cambodia, man, you can pretty much buy any woman you want. And that's kind of this case, like, for all of the world, but especially in Southeast Asia, like, you can pretty much automatically assume almost any woman. Nah, that's kind of fucked up to say, but because it's not always true, but usually it is. Especially, like when you're at the clubs or the bars, all those women can be bought. Now, I know I'm offending some people, maybe, but I don't give a fuck because it's totally true. I know it to be true. I lived there. I saw it, and I just know it to be true. So most Cambodian women have a price. And when I say price, that means they'll either fuck you for money or they'll be your girlfriend for money. Like they'll be your professional girlfriend. They're pretty much a girlfriend for hire. And that's just how it goes. And also in my experience too, Cambodian women, they don't have the capacity and the capability to love the same way a lot of Westerners would. They just don't. They're more about survival, and they're more about they're more about surviving. So I don't feel like they really have the emotional capacity to love that much. So just keep in mind that if you do get a Cambodian girlfriend, I'm not saying that this is always the case, but it usually is. They're very nice, they're pleasant, they'll giggle and all that, they'll have sex with you, they'll cook you food, but they don't love you. It's kind of sad, but it's true. Sorry. Last question. He says, I wanted to ask a question that I really have not seen addressed anywhere, and it's regarding public restrooms, or rather a lack thereof. As I understand, there aren't really a lot of public toilets in Phnom Penh. Is that correct? Since the town seems pretty large and you might be on and about for the bigger portion of the day, where do you pee if you really have to go but aren't close to home? Where do the Khmer people go? Good question. So, in the central area of Phnom Penh, where you have places like Independence Monument and Wat Batum and just that whole like Norodom Boulevard, all that shit. There are some public restrooms like in the parks. And every Khmer market has a restroom too, but usually you gotta pay 300 to 500 real to use it, and 500 real is the equivalent to 12.5 American cents. It's really not a bad price at all, and it's good because that money goes towards the people that keep the bathroom clean and everything. So, but if there's no public restroom, oftentimes what you can do is go into like a little, like a place that sells food or whatever, like a restaurant. And if you buy something, then you could use the restroom. But if you have no access to a restroom at all, and you're just on the street, do what the Khmer people do, man. You just whip your dick out and you fucking pee. All around Phnom Penh, man, you will see men and sometimes women just pissing on a wall on the street, man, because there's nowhere else to go. And I don't blame them. Damn, man, got a little sick, got a little cough going on. Sorry about that. Be discreet about it. Don't whip your dick out when there's a bunch of people around. But like the people there know there's no public restrooms, and when you gotta go, man. So don't. Just be discreet and don't pull your dick out in front of women or children or really anybody else, and you should be fine. But like I said, man, you will routinely see Khmer motodops and tuk-tuk drivers and shit peeing on the side of the road. I mean, it's really not a big deal, man. I never gave a shit. So I hope that helps you guys. As far as these Cambodia Q&A videos go, like I said, I'm going to keep putting them out as long as there's questions, and I feel that these videos, although they might not get a whole lot of views, I make them because they help people, and they help answer some questions people have that nobody else on YouTube is seeming to touch on. So I hope you guys enjoy. If you guys want to shoot me an email with any kind of video question, or you guys want a free copy of my ebook on how to move to Cambodia, simply email me at nojokestriking@gmail.com, y'all. So I do appreciate it. You guys have a nice day, and yeah, alright.